in the dead of night. This is Halloween, everybody make a scene. Trick or treat, tell the neighbors gonna die of fright. It's our sound, everybody scream. In this town of Halloween,
I am the one hiding under your bed, teeth ground sharp and eyes glowing red.
I am the one hiding under your stairs, fingers like snakes and spiders in my hair.
this is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween.
Good evening, my fellow ghouls and goblins, and welcome to tonight's episode of Halloween Horror Show with me, your host, J.D. Lestrange. So, get comfortable, grab you a snack, grab you a beverage, because we're counting down 31 days till Halloween. Oh, that's good. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's the Fanta mystery drink. So if you love Fanta, I suggest you go out and get you some. Anyway, with that being said, so we are on night 5. The first night we talked about The Strangers and I gave you some facts about the movie. Second night I gave you my favorite underrated movies. The third night I gave you my playlist of Halloween songs. Last night, I gave you my favorite animated Halloween flicks. So, with that being said, let's see what is in envelope number 5. Well, what do you know? Vincent Price, and I'm wearing a Vincent Price shirt. How you like them apples? Them poison apples. Anyway, while we are on the subject, let me show you one of my favorite Vincent Price films that I love watching around Halloween. Now, he's got a bunch of great movies, such as House of Wax, House of the Usher, but this one, personally, is my favorite flick, House on Haunted Hill, the original. Now, don't get me wrong, the remake was great, but you can't beat Vincent Price. Just like the remake of House of Wax was okay for a slasher flick, but again, you can't beat Vincent Price. So, while we're on the subject, let's talk about my favorite actors from horror. Now, every horror flick has got an actor, has got a great cast list. I mean, look at Halloween. You got Jamie Lee Curtis as the leading lady. But let's talk about the actors behind the monsters, the actors behind the killers, the actors behind the faces of these horror characters. And I'm going to give you my top 13. So, again, get comfortable, grab you a snack, grab you a beverage, because we're counting down my 13 favorite horror actors from different horror movies. Also, if you're not following me, please hit that plus button. And I really would love it if you guys go follow me on YouTube. Just hit that button in my bio. The Instagram button will take you to my YouTube channel as well as my Instagram. And I really would love some subscribers. Thank you. Anyways, let's get to the countdown. So we are starting off with number 13, Brad Dourif. Now you all know what role he's played. He is known for this evil, demonic little turd, Chucky, also known as Charles Lee Ray. Now, Brad Dourif is number 13. Don't get me wrong, he is a very talented actor, and he's known for a lot of stuff in the horror community, as well as being the creepy characters on crime shows. But his well-known role is the voice of Chucky in the Child's Play series. Now, I wouldn't count the remake because he didn't do the voice of the remake. Mark Hamill did, and that remake was crap, in my honest opinion. But Chucky used to scare me as a child. So, yeah. Number 13, Brad Dourif. Number 12, Warwick Davis. Now, Warwick Davis is known for his fantasy roles, but one of the most iconic horror characters, love it or hate it, which I love it, I watch it every St. Patrick's Day, is Leprechaun. Now, the Leprechaun came out in '93, I believe, and that was Jennifer Aniston's very first role, if I'm not mistaken. Warwick Davis was also known for his very first role as an Ewok in the which one is the sixth Star Wars movie? But in the horror community, he is known for the evil demonic Leprechaun. So whatever you do, do not steal his gold. So number 12, Warwick Davis. Number 11, Boris Karloff. Now, why I didn't put a actual picture of him is because Boris Karloff has done quite a bit in his past life of roles, but his two well-known roles is, of course, playing the iconic Frankenstein monster, not Frankenstein. Frankenstein is actually the doctor. The monster is the Frankenstein monster, for those who did not know and always get this wrong. Frankenstein is the name of the scientist who created the monster, so it is Frankenstein's monster. But yes, Boris Karloff is known for Frankenstein, as well as playing the Mummy. 11, Boris Karloff. Number 10, Kane Hodder. Kane is an amazing actor who has been known to play multiple slashers, such as I think Victor Crowley, and a bunch of other stuff. But he's well known as playing Jason in Friday the 13th Part 7, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason X, and the worst of the entire series, in my opinion. Others might disagree. Jason Goes to Hell. So, Kane Hodder, everyone. He is number 10 for my favorite horror movie actors. Number 9, Bela Lugosi. One of my favorite portrayals of Dracula of all time, and one of my favorite vampire movies of all time, next to The Lost Boys, which that's on a list for another time. But of course, you know, he is well known for playing Dracula. An interesting fact, when Bela Lugosi died, he was actually buried in his Dracula cape. So that's a fun fact. He's also known to be playing in The Wolfman and other actors and other movies, as well. But Bela Lugosi is one of my favorite Draculas of all time, next to the late Christopher Lee. May he rest in peace. So, number 9 would be Bela Lugosi. Stay tuned for part. Okay, so number 8, Lon Chaney. Now, Lon Chaney was known for one of the most famous monsters, which is the Wolfman, but another famous character, the Phantom of the Opera. Now, that's a face only a mother could love. Now, the Phantom of the Opera has been done so many times on Broadway and, of course, film adaptations. I can give you 3 actors who I know have done the role besides Chaney. Robert Englund back in the 80s. Gerard Butler during the musical version, and Claude Rains. So, number 8, Lon Chaney, well known for The Phantom of the Opera, one of the most terrifying silent films. Number 7, the late Sid Haig, may he rest in peace. Now, Sid Haig was known for one of the most iconic characters in the Rob Zombie movies, the Devil's Rejects trilogy, as well as one of the most iconic horror characters in horror history, Captain Spaulding. Now, his role in the House of a Thousand Corpses, to me, was by far one of the funniest roles, because Captain Spaulding is psychotic. He likes to mess with people, and he is also sarcastic, which makes him dangerous. So, Sid Haig, may you rest in peace. Captain Spaulding, Sid Haig, my number 7 pick. Now, my number 6 pick, I hope nobody's afraid of clowns, because my number 6 pick is David Howard Thornton, well known for playing one of the most newest, iconic slashers, who is getting a lot of attention. Who's well known for playing Art the Clown in The Terrifier. Ladies and gentlemen, Art the Clown, portrayed by David Howard Thornton. Now, why is he my number 6 pick? Is because I think that Art the Clown is very iconic and is starting to get very popular in the horror community, and is starting to be well known, is starting to get more recognition as a slasher and not just a creepy clown in the creepy clown genre. If that's not a genre, that should be a genre, because Art the Clown is just straight up terrifying. I mean, you don't know what he's going to do. He is unpredictable. If you've seen the Terrifier movies, he comes off playful, but he is basically just screwing with you, because that's how he is he'll screw with you, play with you, act all innocent, and then he kills you in the most brutal ways. Now, I can't say what he does, but if you've seen the movies, you already know, because TikTok might take the video down, but yes. Number 6 pick, David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown, one of the most terrifying clowns in horror history, next to Pennywise, which is later down on this list, but yes. Let's go with my number 5, 5th pick, Anthony Perkins. Now, why is Anthony Perkins on this list? Because he was a brilliant actor. An amazing, iconic actor. Well known for playing this creepy character, Norman Bates, in the Psycho series, and in Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock, one of the greatest horror movies of all time, in my honest opinion. I don't care what anybody says. You can fight me on that, but I think it was well written. I think Anthony Perkins is a much better Norman Bates than Vincent Vaughn, because that remake was crap as well. I did see some episodes of Bates Motel, so Freddie Highmore did a really good job as Norman Bates as well, but he's no Anthony Perkins, because how can you not be uncomfortable by that look? And then his mother's voice, like, in his head. So my number 5th pick is Anthony Perkins, Norman Bates. Number 4, Anthony Hopkins, who portrayed the most iconic serial killers in one of the most thrilling movies ever, Silence of the Lambs. Anthony Hopkins, gives me the chills, and it gave me the chills in this iconic role. Especially the line that he says about the fava beans and the nice Chianti. I ate his liver with the side of fava beans and a nice Chianti. Which, that actually was improvised. Believe it or not, that is a fact most people probably don't know, is that whole hissing was actually improvised. But yeah, number 4, Anthony Hopkins. I mentioned Pennywise earlier, so who is better well known as Pennywise than the great Tim Curry? Now, I didn't do a recent photo of him because of his health condition, but iconic and terrifying Pennywise. I mean, nightmare fuel. Hello. This man gave me nightmares as a child. This man gave everyone nightmares as a child. And don't get me wrong, Bill Skarsgård did an amazing job as Pennywise, but this was way more terrifying. We are almost at the end of the list. But number 2 has to go to my man, Robert Englund, which I got to meet him in 2019 at Dragon Con. We all know what role he is famous for playing, which is the iconic Nightmare King of Nightmares himself, Freddy Krueger. The man who would kill you the minute you fell asleep. That is why he is my number 2 pick, which brings me to number 1, Vincent Price. Vincent Price, well, like I said, famous for House on Haunted Hill, House of Wax, a bunch of iconic roles, including the end monologue on Michael Jackson's Thriller. Anyways, that is my show. So stay spooky, my friends. Have a good evening. Till next time. Good evening, my fellow ghouls and goblins, and welcome to tonight's episode of Halloween Horror Show with me, your host, J.D. Lestrange. So, ladies and gentlemen, pull up a chair, grab you a snack, grab you a beverage, get comfortable, because we are counting down 31 Days of Halloween. So the first night we talked about The Strangers. Second night we talked about underrated horror flicks. The third, I gave you a list of songs that was on my Halloween playlist. Last night I talked about my favorite animated movies. So tonight, let's see what we got for number 5, shall we? Vincent Price, and as you can see, I am wearing a Vincent Price shirt. So, let me show you one of my favorite flicks to watch around Halloween time. That is one of my favorite Vincent Price movies, and that is Upside Down. That's going to be in the bloopers.